Hey everybody, I'm Yvonne Williams with Back to Earth Creations, and in this video I'm going to show y'all how to wire wrap your own quartz crystal that if you follow along with our Craft Along Club that we sent out in September of 2019's Craft Along kits. And if not, go find yourself a rock and let's get wrapping. Hey everybody, it came to my attention while I was editing this that I actually unboxed one of our $30 kits. I'm so sorry for the inconsistency, but the project still remains the same. So that being said, let's get going. So if you are a member of our Craft Along Club, you should be receiving September's Craft Along kit any day now. If not, we do sell these on Etsy. In our Etsy shop. Links for that will be down below, as well as if you just want to see a list of the different tools and materials, those are listed down in the video description as well. So let's go ahead and pop the box open. We have a thank you note. We have a little earring kit that you can either piece them together just directly to the ear hooks or add in your own wire components or beads or just what have you. It's just a fun little bonus. We have You may have received, depending on the tier that you participate in or how large your quartz crystal was, you may have received anywhere from 1 to 3 cabochons, and we tried to include some that glow in the dark and fluoresce under a black light. So the camera's not really picking up on it right now, but this one, all the light colors in this style glow in the dark. So there are those, and these are entirely made out of polymer clay. They've not been sealed, so you can still bake them again into your own polymer clay creations, or you can sand and buff it however you like. You can dome them with resin. You can use urethane or anything like that, and kind of finish it your own way, however makes you happy. Then we also have, you may have 18 or 20 gauge wire for your thicker wire, and then 28 gauge for your thinner wire. And then also, now these came, we have these in a lot of different sizes. They're from our mining trip down to Mount Ida in Arkansas. So everybody got a piece or two, depending on the size, of quartz crystals in with their kits. Now some of them, like this, would be a honkin' huge pendant for a necklace, but you could also hang it for like a sun catcher in your window or from like your rear view mirror. So that's an option. They also make a really great base for doing 3D wire tree sculptures. And so that's what we're going to do in today's video. I want to show you guys a very easily kind of classic wire wrapping design that we're going to be doing with our 28 gauge wire. And I'm just going to pull this out to about maybe 2.5 feet worth of wire. And I'm going to be pulling off 4 lengths. So there's 1, 2, oops, throw it on the table, 3. And this is also a really great design to do if you don't have a lot of tools on hand, and especially if you don't have a whole lot of experience with wire wrapping, because it's very, very easy on your fingers. There we go. So now I'm going to line up the 4 ends. And again, this can be done on any size of crystal, and you could even use more wires or thicker wires, or just whatever. So we're going to find roughly the center of all of our wire, and we're going to come in holding 2, we're going to cross them and just pinning right there. I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3 rotations. And I doubled up on the thickness because it is such a thin wire. You don't have to, but if I were using a smaller stone, I'd have stuck to a single thickness of the 28 gauge. But since this is such a large point, I went ahead and just used 2 thicknesses. So I'm lining it up so that I don't want to be above this point where it starts decreasing in size, I want to come just a little bit down from there, because we're going to come across here, and I think like right here is where we're going to have our second cross be. So I'm just holding with my fingernails. You could also use pliers or a clamp. 1, 2, 3. And I want to be consistent about how many twists I'm doing at each connection point. And so now from here, you can see this kind of hugs the tip of the pendant, or the tip of the point, without sliding up over like the body of the crystal. And so we're just bringing that up like this. You could use tape at this point to hold this into place, and we may actually do that, except for I don't think I have any tape directly on hand. Oh no. So here I'm going to take these 2 crystals to the front, or these 2 wires, sorry. Words are hard. And now we're going to come and do this same thing right here. And we're going to go 1, 2, and 3 rotations. And we're going to come to the other side. And we want to keep this nice and snug if we can manage it. But if it gets all loose and floppy on you, I'll show you some techniques for tightening that up. So I'm going to take it and 1, 2, 3. And this is a design, I've been seeing this stuff like forever. Like since before the dawn of internet, I've been seeing, there was a piece of glass that I had gotten when I was like 7 or 8 at Old Timers Day Festival in Peoples, Ohio. From like their craft booth was in like this nook by the railroad tracks, and it was just so cool. But it was wrapped in the same style. It was the very first style of wire wrapping I was ever exposed to. So I don't know who to credit it to, but this is how I go about it. 3, flipping it around. And LA is very like natural looking somehow. Like, I don't know. 2, 3. And it's also very similar to how you can cage crystals and things in macrame. Instead of doing twists, you would do like a cute little knot. And so now we're going to come up to here. I think this will be the last one that we can fit on. And you could be very careful and have them all be really, really in line with each other, or I'm going to do 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 twists. 10, 11, 12. Yeah, because I want to bring it up to like the top center. So now these 2 wires, we're going to come around. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And something that you could do if you have some beads on hand that have a large enough hole is you could thread a bead over these 4 strands and have it secure right there. Now I didn't include any beads in this month's kit, but if you've been following along with our Craft Along Club for a while, you might have some extra beads on hand. Here I have, this is just a 6mm tree agate from, I think, Fire Mountain Gems. So I am going to show you how to do it, even though it wasn't included in the kit. Just if you have a bead, you can just thread 2. How many can we fit in there? 3. Cool. 4, even better. So yeah, you can just bring all the beads through, or all the wires through, and now we've got that little bead sitting there, and it hides the little wraps that we've done. And you could even wrap around a little bit. I'm going to show you too. Now I'm going to cut all of these off at the same length so that we can come in from behind and thread all 4 of these thin wires through right there and just kind of pull up and through, because I just want a nice little kind of decorative frame just there around that bead. And now we can come up and get some twists going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I'm basically just going to be twisting this. I'm not even going to keep track anymore. I'm just holding it and twisting the crystal to make it be as though it were one single wire. And I'm just twisting this down quite a ways. But yeah, if you had some like flat coin beads, you could put those on and kind of decorate that way. I think I may do another tutorial showing how to wrap like this, but have like a bead for each chakra, or different things. You could use whatever stones that you like, but just kind of show how I would go about doing that. Excuse me. And you can see I'm starting to run out of wire down here. That's okay, because I'd rather twist further than what I need than get into this next step and not have enough wire twisted. Ooh. I don't know if you can hear my knuckles popping. Ooh. There we go. And so that's making a much more substantial, almost rope of wire. And I'm going to come through with probably my favorite pliers. And these are stepped mandrel pliers. And I'm going to use the 8mm section. You could also use like a knitting needle or literally anything. And I'm just going to wrap twice around there because I like that. You could do once, but I like it twice. And then wrapping around, if this is the body of the pendant and this is the head, I want to wrap around the neck. So removing my pliers. And now I'm going to come around again and just kind of stabilize to this bead. And now this is going to put us into a position where we have kind of a lot of loose ends just in one spot. So I actually like to split the bail and bring that around just one side of the bail. You can hook your pliers through. Just kind of pull everything through. And this way it's going to be, I'm going to snip them excuse me, and it's going to be a lot less likely to get snagged on anything because it's there on the, oops, sorry, loud noises. Because they're on the inside, it's not going to be rubbing against your neck, it's not going to be as likely to catch on anything in the front. And I'm going to come through with my bent nose pliers. And just smush the heck out of that. Not hard so much as just diligently pressing it into the twists. And then you can test for any pokey outy bits. Make sure that there's nothing going to snag your skin or your hair. And there we go. Like this is, it's pretty honking. Like I'm not going to lie, this is big. It's a big boy. But I like rocks and sometimes they come big. So it's definitely going to be a really nice like long pendant, or even like a sun catcher or something. Like gosh, the light through that one's really nice. It has a high clarity. But yeah, and so if you've followed along and you want to share pictures of what you've made, there's a link down to our Discord where you can post pictures, or you can post to like Instagram and tag me and do like hashtag craft along with Vaughn. And that way, not just me, but anybody who searches the hashtag will be able to see your stuff. So it's pretty cool. We can kind of see what each other are up to. Now, also, I had mentioned if things are a little bit looser, it's a loosey-goosey, I'm going to do this on the back just in case, like, if you like the nice straight lines there in the front. If I wear my round nose pliers, they're there. So you could take it here on the twist and just cinch. So what I'm doing is I'm just grabbing the wire with my pliers and just kind of cinching. So there's one plier nose on each side of the wire, and it just kind of cinches that down. And so now we have no movement. And that's really nice. That's what I look for. And if you're wrapping something like malachite, which is a very soft stone, I like to keep the wire very snug on it. That way there's no rubbing and it won't mark up the stone as much over time. At least is the theory. But yeah, I really like how that came out, y'all. And I'll be doing a tutorial blah blah. Words are so hard. I'll be doing a tutorial later this week on some different cab wrapping styles using your 20 or 18 gauge. So keep an eye out for that. And be sure to subscribe if you like what we're up to, like ring my bell so you get all the notifications and stuff. Hey y'all, thanks so much for hanging out with me in this video. I do hope that it was helpful to you. I know I already mumbled some of this already, but I have to do my end spiel. There will be stuff popping up on the screen where you can see a most recent video and maybe like a recommended video, and then like my channel, and then maybe my personal vlog. I don't know which side they go on, but there's stuff on the screen. You can click it if you like. If you enjoy my free tutorials and would like to support the creation of more of them and want to come and have some exclusive hangouts with us, starting at just $1 a month over on Patreon, we do exclusive live streams on Saturdays now at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. We also do behind the scenes content and digital download content in tab boxes. I was about to crab boxes. No crab, well maybe, I don't know. And then like the craft along kits and all that stuff. We have a lot of different things going over on Patreon. And also just thank you for spending your time here with me today. I really do, I like crafting and I like sharing that with you guys. And we've had a tremendous response to what we do here on YouTube. So I really appreciate all of y'all's support and everything. So until then, live long and craft. I don't know, y'all. Thanks again for hanging out with me. I'll see y'all in our next video. And until then, happy crafting. Bye.